Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Just How I Am playing Final Fantasy XIV. Last episode we did the Copperbell Mines and we also met the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. And in this episode we're gonna go and just see what the Scions of the Seventh Dawn want me to do. We Scions have but one objective, to safeguard the future of Eorzea. Among our gravest concerns are the godlike beings known as the Primals. Long have we striven? Yeah. To find a lasting solution to the threat they pose. I know not what it is you desire for yourself, nor what it was that first brought you to Eorzea, but I firmly believe that the power we possess was given to us for a purpose. Pray consider this when you give me your answer, Lyn. I will go with the wild rose blooms.
I take it you will help us. Wonderful! I knew you wouldn't let us down. But come, I would introduce you to your friends in the Order. Tell me, does the name Sharlayan ring any bells? It used to be one of Eorzea's 6 city-states, and was situated in the northwest of Aldenard. The Sharlayans were the keepers of wisdom both old and new. Their mastery over magic and ether was unsurpassed, and even the Garleans knew to fear them. Among their number, there were a noble few who devoted their lives to safeguarding the future of Eorzea. When the realm began its descent into chaos, and their countrymen fled for the motherland, they alone chose to remain here. These noble men and women were called the Archons. Those same brave souls stand before you now. The masked woman is Ida, and beside her is Popolimo. The two are charged with surveying the Twelveswood.
Hello there.
Welcome.
Okay, my turn to introduce someone. That there is Thancred.
He is our man here in Ul'dah, Jewel of the Desert.
Welcome to the team. If I may, the lovely maiden beside me is named Y'shtola. Limsa Lominsa has the pleasure of being under her care.
Greetings. I have been expecting you. Last but not least is Urianger, who presides over all affairs within these halls. Pray seek him out whenever you have questions.
Dawn may banish even the darkest night. The words of a dear friend. I am glad of our meeting.
At the Battle of Carteneau, our leader was taken from us. But we did not stray from our purpose. We sought out Minfilia and others with her talent, and together established the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
Along with the Archons, those blessed with the Echo play a pivotal role in our endeavor to forge a brighter tomorrow for the realm. Oh, I should also introduce you to Tataru, our clerk. She ensures that everything runs smoothly.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
In time, I hope you will come to think of us as family. But without further ado, I would assign you your first task. Urianger, have the documents arrived from the students of Baldessian?
Aye, my lady. They arrived but recently.
We have received a request for aid from the Immortal Flames. Thancred, would you do the honors?
It would be my pleasure. Some days ago, a crystal caravan registered to Amagina & Sons mineral concern was waylaid and divested of its cargo. But there is more. Within a bell of the robbery, several people were reported missing from the shantytown outside the city.
At a glance, one would assume the involvement of bandits, kidnappers, and coincidence. Such crimes are hardly uncommon, and the Immortal Flames deal with their like almost every day. However, this time we have reason to believe that a primal is involved.
Aye, the evidence left behind implicates the Emoja. who are, if we then
Whoops.
consider the objects that were taken, there is no room left for doubt. The crimes were committed in the name of a primal.
That you may better understand the nature of our struggle with the primals, I would have you play the leading role in this investigation. You have my thanks. If there is aught you wish to know, I recommend you speak with Thancred. He is well versed in the affairs of Ulda.
Ever at your service, fair lady.
There's something that always intrigues me about like the voice acting in ARR. So Minfilia's voice actor, she sounds so weird. In a certain way, it sounds like she wants to do an accent, but it's not quite working out. It's very weird in my opinion, but whatever. I don't care too much about the voice acting. It doesn't ruin the game or anything. It's just a little bit weird. All right. Well, I guess you can call my voice acting a little bit weird too, so whatever. Ready to begin, are we? That's the spirit. So then, your mission is to investigate a crystal robbery and a spate of abductions. Crimes which we believe to be connected. Assuming we are correct, it is like any discoveries we make in relation to one will further our understanding of the other. Now, since the attack on their caravan, our friends at Amalgina and Sons Mineral Concern have double security over all their shipments. In light of this, it is my judgment that the abduction should be our priority. According to our preliminary findings, the majority of the missing were last seen in the vicinity of Camp Drybone, so that would seem a fine place to begin. A fellow by the name of Isambard serves as the camp's de facto leader. Pay him a visit and see that he gives us his full cooperation. Also, I'm gonna be clearing my throat every now and then because of reasons. I've not gone to any of these places, so I guess we're gonna go onto an adventure. There's also stuff from my hunting log, which I probably could have done if I continued my hunting log in Lanosk or Lanosha, whatever. But I don't really think that... If I need to do them, I'll do them. Or maybe at a later point I'll do them, I have no idea, but for the time being, I'm not going to do it. I'm at least not going to go ridiculously out of my way anymore. Reason being is because I get a lot of XP from just the main story quest. And then also I'm going to get a sizable amount of XP from the other things. I'm trying to think of it. From the dungeons. Speaking of which, we're not too far away from unlocking another dungeon, I think. This one is a totally optional dungeon now. Ooh, also Forging the Spirit. I need to go and get that right now. I was talking about this earlier. For some kind of reason I called these yellow, but no, it's white. When these little bulbs, or like when these little like item ball things are white, you can also see it on a little meter on the left side. Wait, let me go and see if I'm running the correct way. Okay. So when they are white, it means that they are fully... What's it again? Is it Spirit Bond? Yes. Which means their Spirit Bond is at 100%. Which means that you can basically get a piece of materia from this piece of equipment. Which I would definitely recommend doing. Like whenever you see them being white, do not be like me and waste the materia. Just grab them because it's going to be useful. Especially because now we have retainers unlocked. I haven't gotten any retainers quite yet because it's not necessary at the moment. But I probably should because I can just go and sell some of the stuff from my inventory on the market. I guess we'll go and do that at some other point. I might just do it off camera too. It's not too... Well, nah, I'm gonna do it on camera, but I'll do it later on. But stuff like materia, especially the early game materia, quite surprisingly nets you a sizable amount of money. Well, I guess it's not too surprising though, because the early game gear, you kind of just throw away after some time, and you replace it with better gear, which means you get better materia, and yeah. You don't spend that much time in low level gear, so you're not going to get low level materia that easily. You'd have to kind of go out of your way to grind them, I'd say. Alright. Swin Bros. Hello. Yeah, materia extraction, perfect. What would you say if I told you that inanimate objects can possess a soul? They can, believe it or not, although the soul in question is not their own, but that of their owner. Through faithful service, the arms and armor we use come to hold our spiritual energy. Thus do we form a spirit bond with them. This spiritual energy can be drawn out and converted into materia, a special kind of crystal that can be attached to gear to enhance its properties. I am well versed in the ways of materia extraction. If you wish to learn more about the process, it would be my pleasure to teach you. You're ready to commence your learning? Good. As you will have gathered by now, materia is a crystallized form of one's spiritual energy. As this energy is derived from an individual's psyche, a volatile beast at the best of times, a degree of a variance is to be expected in its production. In practice, this means that you won't know the exact properties of a stone until you cradle it in your hand. Now, materia won't grant you much of anything on its own. Its power must be tapped. See, and this is achieved by melding it to gear. Know though that it takes the deft hands of a craftsman to melt materia. You can always seek others to attach materia on your behalf, but if you would sooner do it yourself, I recommend you speak with Phobos. Melding is her field of expertise. If you wish to remove materia from an item, highlight its icon and select Retrieve Materia. There's a chance that the materia will be salvaged. Right. Extracting materia, which you can if you have your crafters leveled up, or you can also do it at people with this symbol. Like materia masters can also melt materia onto your gear, but you do have to pay a price. And aside from that, whenever the spirit bond is at 100%, you can right click on the item, like so, and press extract materia. There we go. Like extracting materia can never fail, I think. But as you can see, materia melding, Disciple of the Hand, level 20. Yeah, you have to be reasonably leveled up. And you can also request melding from other people in general, really. You can do all kinds of things. But I would kind of suggest just going to the materia masters if you really want to melt materia and don't have your crafters leveled up. So, we got ourselves some Heaven's Eye Materia 1, Savage Might Materia 1, so Determination. What does Determination do again? Affects the amount of damage dealt by both physical and magic attacks, as well as the amount of HP restored by healing spells. And then we have direct hit rate. Affects the rate at which your physical and magic attacks land direct hits, slightly dealing more damage than normal hits. The higher the value, the higher the frequency with which your hits will be direct. And then skill speed, which I think speaks for itself. Affects both the casting and recast timers, as well as the damage over time potency for weapon skills and auto attacks. The higher the value, the shorter the timers, higher the potency. We also got some dark matter, which is used to repair equipment if you have your crafters leveled up also, but since I do not have any crafters at the moment, and probably won't have any crafters until I'm done with the ARR, yeah, we're not going to see those for a while. I think I've talked about this earlier at some point, but the reason why I'm not doing a lot of side quests and getting a lot of other things at the moment is because I do not have a mount and I do not have flying unlocked. So mount comes, like, it's not going to take too long anymore, I think, before I can get a mount. But if you advance the story, your mount speed will also increase in certain areas, which means you'll go even faster. And that, in combination with eventually being able to unlock flight after you're done with the main story of ARR, it makes doing side quests and just running around everywhere, which is what you need to do when you're crafting, gathering, doing side quests, all of that jazz. Just requires running around like crazy, and being able to fly is gonna make that much easier. That is the reason why I'm doing it this way. So you can expect a lot of story in ARR, and then I'm gonna basically cut it off at some point, and we're gonna be doing a lot of side content for a long time. So be prepared for that. which I think is fine. I would like to compare that to like a little bit of a like a pause moment in the story after ARR is done, so I can catch up on a lot of different things, and then we can continue with Heavensward. And this way I can also, you know, in my own time, continue with Heavensward. Because, yeah. Well, actually, I finished the base story of the of Heavensward. I haven't finished the like, I haven't even begun the patches after it. Why? Because I'm catching up on side quests and content. That is why. I'm a completionist by nature. I really like to do everything I can, and yeah, it makes it so that I go through the game a little bit slower than other people. Hello. Oh yeah, I'm Isambard, or Isambard, whatever. Here to search for the missing folk, I take it. Minfilia sent word that an adventure fitting your description would be along. She also warned us to be wary of the Amalja. It seems that we know who the culprits are at the very least. Now I bear no official title at this camp, but the people here have come to look to me for leadership. You have my word that I'll do all I can to help see the victim safely returned. Let's get right to it then. Minfilia names the Amalja culprits in all this. Wait, names the Amalja culprits in all this. You would do well to investigate them first. Much harm has been levied on these lands by Amalja hands. The flames burn where they might. Wait, but the flames burn where they might, but their light cannot stay the darkness in all places at all times. There have been brutal murders of callers at the church of Saint Adama Ladama, innocents wishing no more than to pay their respects to the dead. The poor souls deserve a proper burial. I would see to the deed before mongrels catch their scent, but I know not if the Amalja still linger. Would you secure their remains for me, friend? You will find them on the eastern road. 12 willing, you may even come to learn something of what the Amalja seek in this area. Alright, time to go and pick up some corpses. Yay! Woohoo! Sounds fun. Wow, the music just very abruptly stopped. That also happens sometimes. Another thing that I've not mentioned, although the episode is already going for 17 minutes, it's morning for me, so I might just fuck up a little bit more in the department of the English language than usual. That's also the reason why I'm clearing my throat so much. These fucking achievements, I swear to God. I'm sorry, these fates. Yeah, fates are the worst. Alright. Let's see if I can remember how to play the game, huh? Let's see if I can remember how to play the game on my desktop. Because I'm pretty good at the game on my laptop. But I've talked about this a lot before. So I will try to avoid talking about it again. There we go. Retrieve ripe corpses. Mmm. Jesus Christ, that's a little bit... That's a little bit fucked up. Oh well, somebody's gotta do it. Might as well let the adventurer take care of the dead. Hello. It is good to see you returned. Were you able to secure the remains of our fallen? Take these flowers. With the bodies given back proper to the earth, the souls will find their way across to the other side. You have done a noble deed this day. I thank you. Now then, what of the Amalja? Did you see any? Surely such massive monstrosities as they cannot conceal their presence, much less take their quarry unawares. Ah, so there were Amalja remaining after all. I feared as much. Their part in the lowborn disappearing is all but confirmed, but I sense there is more to this than meets the eye. The occasional Amalja raiding party would not account for people going missing in these kinds of numbers. The total is too great, and the questions too many. It would not surprise me in the least to learn of another hand in this. But whose? Countless travelers pass through Drybone every day, and even if it were one among them, how would we best discover who may be implicit in these vanishings? What say we turn an eye to the common folk themselves? It may be among them that we find the reasons for these vanishings. 12 forbid it be so. There's a merchant by the name of August who was born here in Drybone and grew up in the Golden Bazaar. A rough character, but he knows the people here better than anyone is. I'd wager he is at the inn, coughing away the day's earnings. Here, I'll write a note for you to show him. Else he's not like to speak to you. To the bar we go. August. I know you. Oh, gods be damned, you're that bloody adventurer who threatened me back in Ul'dah. What in the seven hells do you want with me now? Get a load of this. Dear friend, missing people, please help. Yours isn't bored. Folks around there are as wary as they come. They'll turn tail and run if you so much as pass a wind nearby. Played them all for fools and coaxed some hard labor out of them, I did. If anything, they're even more timid than before. What with all the disappearances? You can go talk to him yourself if you don't believe me. Right. What an asshole! Speak with the common folk. Please, miss, just leave me be. Oh, okay. Not interested in this beautiful dragon lady. I've nothing to say but this. Thou'll take who or whatever's been feeding of us low folk. Petrified pauper. What do you want with me? I don't know anything. I swear. Please don't kill me. Very not suspicious. All these people avoiding me and running away. August. Just as I told you, wasn't it? The whole lot of them are terrified. I'm not even gonna try to make these sounds. There's been talk of folk getting abducted. But if you ask me, they simply up and move to a better place. This place isn't exactly costing old soul, if you know what I'm saying. I do like his name though, August. Bum, 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 bum. I totally forgot how much people you run into when you're doing the MSQ. Welcome, Lynn. Have you learned aught of import? I see. I suppose I should have expected as much from August. Well, another thought occurred to me in your absence. The common folk are nothing if not fervent in their religious beliefs. Perhaps if they speak freely to their gods, then the clergy may know something of use. Let's see. This stuff is trash. Give me that money. If you would know what the common folk speak of to their gods, we've no a better place to ask than at the church of Saint Adama Landama. It is a small and humble church found to the northwest of here. And so long as you are headed there, might I ask you to deliver this embalmed corpse? A morbid request, I grant you, but it must be borne to burial, and I trust none more than you to see it done. Seek out a man named Marquise. He tends... I'm sorry, I'm joking. He tends the graves at the Glitchshort. He will tell you where the body is to be interred. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. I also totally forgot the sound of finishing quests in ARR. Or like accepting quests in ARR and finishing it. What am I talking about? I would never forget after the fucking Zodiac weapons. And I'm still not done. Only 2 more weapons and then I'm done finally with the Zodiac weapons. And the funny thing is then I can already begin with the anima weapons too. People who know these things know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, please, save yourself the trouble and don't do them. I'm Marquise, yes? A body, of course. There have been so many bodies of late. I apologize, miss. If you seek a place of burial, then there's an empty grave atop the ridge. Take the path and lay into rest there. Right. Taketh the path. Whoopsie. A little bit closer. Come on. I right-clicked on that thing. Wow. Yeah, I just threw some rocks on him. May they all walk in Thal's realm. What? Missing people? I'm afraid I cannot help you. But maybe your sister Orson can. She has been kind to me. Everyone. Everyone has been so kind. I don't know why, though. Pardon me. You will find Sister Urson within the church walls. I hear you have done us I hear you have done us the service of burying a fallen soul. Please accept our gratitude and extend it to Isambard when next you see him. We seek knowledge of missing Drybone inhabitants. It is true I'm closer to the people than any other of the Order. I confide in them, and they in me, when they wish to speak to their keeper, Thal. I am the medium through which they do. Should I learn anything pertinent, I will be sure to share the information with you. I only wish Marquess would be more helpful in the matter. I pray he did nothing to offend. He sought terrible things during the calamity. His scars run deep. Indeed. He seems to now prefer the company of the dead over the living. While tragic, I fear such behavior ill befits the church. I received word not long ago that one of our recent visitors, a man called Thancred, I believe, took offense at his conduct. I must have words with Marquess, and soon. So much sadness around here. I do feel like Ul'dah is definitely one of the sadder places with all of the shenanigans happening around here. Jump! Everybody, jump, jump, jump! What am I doing? I need to go over this way. Hello. Thank you, Lynn. A burial is no easy thing. Even when I departed as a stranger, were you able to learn aught of the missing common folk? You've been keeping yourself rather busy of late, haven't you, Lynn? Nice gyrating, but a pleasure, my dear Isambard. The name is Thancred, and I share a passion with you and our mutual friend here for learning what has become of these missing persons and why. I too spoke with Ungest, more times than I care to count. There seems to be some truth to this notion of the common folk speaking their secrets only to those in service to the gods. Prostration, prayer, penance, abject deeds done behind closed doors, away from prying eyes. Who better to take the pious unawares than she who takes confessions, the good sister Urson herself? Urson? She wouldn't, she couldn't. Even the most beautiful roses have thorns, my friend, and you would be wise to keep an eye to this rose. Still, the Lich Keeper Marquis. I'd swear to the 12 I've seen that face somewhere before. Let's see. Trash. Sister Urson. It cannot be. Though she is wont to travel to the Golden Bazaar on her own. And it is not uncommon to see her speaking to the children, but no. It cannot be. She couldn't. Could it? I grow wary of these suspicions. I know there is one child in particular that she is fond of. Pray seek out the boy, Lynn, and see if you cannot glean something from him about Urson's activities. For the children! Think of the children! Alright, the Golden Bazaar is this way. I was thinking about that. And thus, we once again run! Run to the hills! Ba-ba-da-bum, ba-ba-da-bum. Run for your life! Not even gonna try to sing like that dude. That's probably gonna ruin my voice even more. I do really love this music though. I do really like, I will say, like, as sad as Ul'dah is, I feel, I do really like Ul'dah aesthetically. I think I like all of the areas though. There's not a single area that I absolutely dislike. They're all pretty dang cool. Well, nah, they all have their quirks to them, and some of them just make sense. I probably should have gotten these chocobo keeps, but whatever. What are you? Alright. Okay. Please help us. Sister Urson went out all on her own and hasn't come back yet. She always reached to me right here about Thal and the Order and the other side. I told her I lost my shiny thing and she went looking for it, but one of the monsters outside heard her. Please find her. I guess. Also, that child's name was Uncombed Urchin, which is quite something. In Dark Souls language, quite something ahead. Right, can I stop being stuck on rocks? Hello, a rotting mage. Right, and now we can use our third skill, Storm's Path, and just freaking murder that dude. Aiding. You are the one from the church. Thank goodness you arrived when you did. It seems my gratitude is yours yet again. You spoke with a child. Yes, well, I was able to find his lost trinket. It is a ring given him by his mother before she passed. I will see it safely back to him. I never actually noticed that the purple smoke makes a sound. I keep on thinking that it's like my freaking central heating shenanigans. But no, it's just a sound from the game. Oh, back at Camp Drybone, okay. For the children! Was that guy just called John Kennedy? That's stupid. Well, whatever. Hello. Sister Orson was attacked outside the Golden Bazaar. Gods forfend. I'll secure a room at the inn for her, should she require any rest. Searching for the mementos of orphans and risking her own well-being in the doing, no less. Certainly not a dastardly deed Thancred would have his belief. Thancred's stupid. Not really though, but he is kind of wrong about this, I feel. I'm well glad I reserved that inn room for Sister Urson. It seems she received greater injuries from her attackers than she initially let on. Thankfully, she is expected to make a full recovery. But now, on the matter at hand, Thancred came looking for you once more. He left word that he will be waiting at the Amalja encampment to the southeast. I pray the two of you are able to uncover some evidence regarding those disappearances. And thus we keep running. Wait. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. I was trying to remember when I unlock mounts. Because I really didn't remember. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, boom. I've really noticed that I'm not used to talking this much anymore. After not recording for such a long time, it really ruined my my endurance to talk. Although I will say this game requires me to read a lot, so I guess that also has something to do with it. Whatever. Hello, Thancred. Ah, there you are then. So good for you to come. Indeed, I've heard all about good Sister Urson. In Isambard said her wounds were serious, which seemed my suspicions about the poor roses were misplaced. But false though they were, perhaps my suspicions were not entirely without merit. Whilst following Sister Urson near the Golden Bazaar, a band of Amalja caught my eye. I tracked them as far as this encampment, but, well, let us say that I would much prefer to keep my distance and remain here. This of course brings me to why I requested you, dear Lyn. Would you be so kind as to take a look inside? So you want to avoid the camp, but you want me to go in. Well, I guess I'm 10 levels higher, which means that these guys are gonna attack me. Yep. Son of a bitch! Ba-ba-da-ba-doo. That's a little bit unfortunate. Ba-ba-da-ba-doo. Scusa. Coming through. A queer leaflet. Well, did anything tickle your fancy? This leaflet. See the wealth of knowledge to the hands of your children. Looks to be some sort of assembly to provide the poor with work. The lettering, though, atrocious is not, and these bits about not all seem somewhat less than study. I find it hard to believe one among the order penned this. Pray take this to the inn at Camp Drybone. Let us see what Sister Orson makes of it. Alright, I'm gonna teleport back because I can, and I'm too lazy to walk. Boo. This is the wrong room. My apologies. My savior comes again. To what do I owe this your honor to say? What is this? Blasphemous. These are not teachings at all. This is not made by any true brother or sister of the order. Of that I can assure you. Come to think of it, weeks ago the church was plagued by missing garments. Could someone be posing as a priest to the of the order to deceive the people? The plot thickens, Lynn. Our culprit pretends to be a priest to lend credence to his deception. There's no doubt an irony is there somewhere. But I suspect we have a worthy adversary on our hands. I shall consider how best to handle this. For now, tell Isambard what we have learned here. Posing as a priest, to think. These troubling notions aside, it is gratifying to finally be able to move this investigation forward. Thank you once again, Lynn. I shall keep my ears and eyes open, now more than ever. I'm afraid I have not seen any unusual activity, nor have any at this camp given me cause to doubt them. But unless we can identify the culprit, and soon, more innocent victims will fall. Do not despair just yet, my friend. An idea occurs to me. Our suspects have been posing as a priest, using leaflets bearing false promises to lure the poor. Let Lynn and me serve like with like by posing as impoverished souls in need of succor. Ah, I dare to hope that this will yield us the answers we seek. It will be a dangerous undertaking, but you two are more than capable of looking after yourselves. I'm next to use this in a battle, but I can supply the garments for the disguise. These old tunics and slops should serve your needs. So long as you don't mind the smell and the stains. These will serve very well. You have my thanks. Listen, Lynn. So as to lay the foundation of our little ploy, we must make it widely known that more vagrants have arrived at camp and are desperate for coin. To this end, I want you to don the old garments Isambard has lent us and beg for work around the camp. Before long, the false priest should catch wind and approach us. Time to ruin my stuff. So, the weathered slops, they're actually over here, so I'm going to equip these. There we go. And you are? Not a refugee by the looks of you. The immortal flames have neither work nor coin for your like. Be gone, and see to it that you don't make a nuisance of yourself. And I was about to get to the good part. Looking for work, you say? Sorry, but we don't have any openings. Now get out of here so I can finish my story. I preach the teaching of Azema, the warden. Hast thou come to partake the honey of her wisdom? Azema is keeper of the sun and goddess of inquiry. All is laid bare beneath the light of her divine countenance. Open thy heart to this light, needy child, and thou shalt want for naught till the end of days. What am I hearing? Okay, that's just my PC. Greetings, good madam. Is there aught amiss I can assist you with? Oh, I don't believe there is. I'm afraid our wares are very expensive. Mayhaps you should rejoin your fellows at the pond north of Sancade. Wow. This is really sad, actually. Having to, like, if you're wondering, I've basically not read... And when it comes to ARR, I've not read the dialogue. Heavensward I have. But in ARR I didn't really read the dialogue for a long time. So, yeah. That's another reason why I'm doing this. What is it? God, not again. Look, being poor doesn't give you the right to pester whomsoever you'd like. Why don't you keep to your own kind out by that muddy pond of yours at Reborn? Alright. You have quite a knack for being a nuisance, Lynn. The camp is a buzz with talk of newly arrived vagrants. And though we're unable to attract our wayward transgressor, we were able to learn that the poor have a commune by the pond north of Sandgate, to the east of here. The eyes of the authorities do not reach that place. Rather ideal for spiriting away hapless souls. Let us go there and wait for the kindly priest to come and offer us aid and comfort. Needless to say, you'll need to remain in disguise. Okay. Let us get a move on. But I look so trash in these. Well, it actually looks still kind of fine, but that's because this character is fine. Bum, dum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Tuko. And some dusty mongrels. Alright, Tancred. A fine morning for catching false priests, wouldn't you say? You look absolutely smashing, Lynn. Positively dressed for deception. All that's left then is to wait for our query to appear. Oh, you poor unfortunate souls. This is no way for men to live. No way at all. Who are you? What do you want? Be at ease, child, for I mean you no harm. I am a priest of the Order of Nalthal, and I come to offer you succor. This leaflet bears the teachings of Nalt. Trust to them, and they will surely set you free from the shackles of penury. A tempting offer, but I'm afraid I must decline. On account of that atrocious performance, you would have made a god-awful mummer, August. What? How did you know I... You bastards tricked me. Please don't hurt me. I was only doing it to protect my people. Is that so? To continue. Very well. I'm a man of the Golden Bazaar, raised there, if not born. Some moons ago the Amalja raids began. They would appear sudden as a sandstorm and plunder and pillage at will. Our defenders couldn't stand against them, fierce they were. Everyone lived in fear. I wanted to save my people, but being a merchant was all I knew. And so I did the only thing a merchant could. I approached the Amalja in hopes of brokering a deal. In return for sparing the Golden Bazaar, they made demands. Outrageous ones. Demands? Of what kind, pray tell? First of all, they wanted the schedule for crystal shipments from the Nanabop mines. For this, I bribed one of the workers to leak me the information. Next, they wanted me to bring them people, so I posed as a priest to lure in the vulnerable and give them over to the Amalja. I didn't have a choice. Protecting someone home is a noble thing, but at the cost of innocence. You could have sought the aid of the Immortal Flames, yet you did not. I suspect you're not telling me the full story. What made you sell out your own people? Speak. Was good. What did you say? The coin was good, I said. I could sell mole meat for a score of lifetimes and not see a fraction of what the Amalja pay me. You sacrificed innocence so you could line your own pockets? Words fail to express the contempt I feel for you. Spare me your contempt. If you want to blame someone for the mess the world's in, then blame yourself or the gods. Ah, not you again. Were you the one leaking the Immortal Flames patrol routes to the enemy as well? Spill it out. No, I know nothing about that, I swear. At this stage I'm rather disinclined to believe aught that leaves your mouth. But no matter, there will be time enough to learn the truth. Lynn, be a dear and take word of these developments to Minfilia, would you? I shall prize everything I can out of this filth. The abductees are still somewhere out there. Our foremost priority is to rescue them. Right, cool. Now I can go and equip my good stuff again. Right. Right. Okay. I need to go to Minfirno. Let's go and use these Vesper Bay Aetheryte tickets. Let's instantly teleport over to Vesper Bay. These things didn't used to exist, so you had to teleport to the other crystal near Horizon and then walk all the way over here. They added this in a later version of the game, I think. I'm not 100% sure because I wasn't there. But in any case, they added them and it made this much less of a pain in the ass. It used to be a meme, like pray return to the waking sands. Yeah. You have to come back here a lot, and not being able to have an Aetheryte right next to the front door is really annoying. Alright. Entrance to the Solar. Welcome back, Lynn. I am pleased that you and Thancred have been getting along. I see. You have done well to uncover the truth. My thanks for the report. As Thancred said, we must ascertain where the abducted were taken. And none but the Amalja know the answer. Suffice it to say, they will not willingly part with this information. I fear blood will be spilled before all is said and done. Right. Though we seek a peaceful solution to the primal problem, we must needs be ready to fight for our cause. That you might take to the field suitably prepared, I would have you meet with a goblin acquaintance of mine. His name is Mutamix Bubblypots, and he's a scholar of no small repute. Mutamix is renowned for having introduced a revolutionary method of enhancing equipment to Eorzea. The knowledge of this method was once a closely guarded secret, but thanks to Mutamix and his students, it has now been disseminated to the great benefit of all around. It will serve you well to acquire an understanding of the process. For this purpose I shall lend you a blade. Take it to Mutamix and bid him use it to demonstrate his craft to you. Mutamix is ever to be found at his camp in central Thanalan, a place known as the Bonfire. Look for a pillar of smoke and the way will become clear. We've already gone over here. Okay, so I seem to remember the story taking me here, but yeah, whatever. I went there a little bit earlier, but who bloody cares? Right, let us get a move on. And also yawn. There's actually one thing that I always find very crazy with me when it comes to making videos. When I need to start, I'm like, okay, I'm not really in the mood to do this, to make videos. And then once I start going, I'm like, yeah, I'm into this. Hello. Shocker. Or shkwa. I'm not even gonna try to make those sounds, I think. Who is that planner to come to tent ring up with the mixed bubbly pots? Fighty Tool drinks an airy self. When full of airy self, Fighty Tool changes to Stony Shine, name of materia. If materia join with other Fighty Tool, then Big Eyes, Fighty Tool gains power of airy self. Mutamix is reckoning that Uplander is friend of Minfilia. Yes, tongue flaps reach ears of Mutamix with fastness. Minfilia wants Uplander to see power of materia. Uplander brings Fighty Tool to Mutamix, yes? Fighty Tool is unstrong as eating tool. Make a good teachy show of power of materia. The materia master. Now eyes of Uplander point at Fighty Tool, yes? Materia join with Fighty Tool. Fighty Tool gains power of materia. Fighty Tool reborn. Here, Uplander take Fighty Tool to Minfilia. Materia, strictly speaking, is a kind of crystal. It is created by drawing out the etheric constituents from a piece of equipment and then crystallizes them. Not just any old equipment will serve, mind you. It must have sufficient spirit bonds, that being a measure of how fully an item has been imbued with its owner's spirit. When you attach a piece of materia to gear, you imbue the host item with its power. That's how Master Mutamix turned that dagger of yours from summit as would have struggled to cut a stake into a weapon worth wielding. Uplander wishes to be joiner of materia? Then Uplander best fill braincase with knowings of crafty making. With knowings of crafty making, Uplander can become joiner of materia. If Uplander wants braincase to rattle with knowings of materia, Uplander best trade tongue flaps with learny ones of Mutamix. I love the goblins, they're so much fun. They're just, like, their dialogue is amazing. Also, this guy sucks. Right. Let's go and use another one of my Vesper Bay Aetheryte tickets. Also, off camera, I think, or maybe once I need to go back to a town, I'll go and get a retainer. Right, I wanted to do that on camera. Right. Also, there's a new dungeon. Hello, Halatali. I was wondering where this quest was going to be. Hail there, adventurer. I'm Nerdrick Ironheart, an explorer by trade and a scion by allegiance. And you, my friend, look to me an adventurer in need of a challenge. I happen to know just a place that will offer it to you. Tucked away in a corner of Eastern Thanalan lies Halatali, and it is there that you will find all the excitement you crave. The place boasts a storied history. It was built 100 years past as a training ground for gladiators. The calamity laid ruins to it, though, as it did to most things. Now Halatali is a shadow of its former self, but in the dark of that shadow lurk wild beasts, both bloodthirsty and beyond count. For one such as yourself, I dare say there's no finer place than Halatali to test your skill and refine your technique. Indeed, I've taken the liberty of passing your name along to the flames who oversee the place. Should you visit, speak with one Fafayoni near the entryway. Cool. I think I'm going to talk to Minfilia, and that's going to be the end of the episode. And once again, we'll get a retainer going once I go back to a town, basically. Also, I need to... There we go. Needed to snap one of my fingers. That's an addiction, by the way. Snapping your fingers. Welcome back, Lynn. I trust your visit to the bonfire proved fruitful. Ah, what a remarkable difference a single piece of material can make. Granted, the skills needed to manipulate the substance are not easily acquired, but one need only look upon the result to realize such efforts are worthwhile. As I'm sure you are aware, the quality of one's equipment can be different. The difference between victory and defeat. Materia may well give you the edge you need, Lynn, so make it your ally. Now it is time to discuss the matter of your next mission. Pray speak with me when you are ready to begin. I should get a level 18 weapon cover. Not that good. I wanted to end up the episode, but I forgot. Word has arrived from Thancred concerning our ongoing investigation. It appears he was able to extract some information from our friend Ungus, the false priest. He revealed that he is due to meet with the Amalja to discuss their dealings. The Immortal Flames believe that the meeting will present an ideal opportunity to ambush and capture the Amalja responsible for the abductions, and so they mean to have Ungus attend as planned. As the Amalja are anticipated to offer fierce resistance, the Immortal Flames have requested our support. I would have you provided to them, Lynn. Thancred is presently attending to another matter, but will join you as soon as he is able. Until such time as he does, you will be the Scion's sole representative on the ground. Before he left, he bade me to tell you, save some from him. Such is his confidence in you, a confidence I share. When you have made ready, pray take yourself to Camp Drybone and report to the Flame Sergeant, leading the mission. May you walk in the light of the crystal. We will do that in the next episode. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Just Fat while I was playing Final Fantasy XIV, and next episode we're gonna go and continue with the MSQ and also probably do Halatali. Goodbye.